Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. I got Mike Concho here with me today. Juicy can't be here today because of work. Boo! Juicy sucks, yeah. Boo. And I don't know if y'all noticed this yet, but it's freaking college football season! Yeah. We have week one being done here today. And now, we've already had some football games already played last week. Cal and Hawaii, was it played?
Yeah, I like to come here and admit, but first I completely missed that game by a long stretch. I think I missed it real bad. I mean, it was terrible. So
Yeah.
I apologize to
Yeah. I picked Hawaii because I was like, Juicy had picked Cal. I figured Cal was going to win, but, for just the giggles of it, I picked Hawaii. But
I picked Hawaii because last year Cal wasn't that good, and they had a quarterback that went number one in the draft, and they weren't that good. So I said, well, you lose a quarterback that good, then apparently not going to be that great. So I just said, let me go to Hawaii. Apparently not. Cal actually did pretty good.
yeah, I mean they won the game. That's what they get paid to do apparently. Am I right? Am I right? Well, we got, you know what? Honestly, this first week, they got some big games this first week. I don't remember our first week being this.
I think everybody says on ESPN, like I'm saying on Facebook, it really is the biggest opening week. If I was to tell you that these games are bowl games, you'd be like, yeah, I believe that.
We've already had some top 25 games that was played already today, and we got some that's being played today. We got 3 games coming up today. Furman takes on number 12 Michigan State. Northwestern State takes on number 23 Baylor. Northwestern State named their starting quarterback. And guess who it is, Mike Honcho?
I'm gonna go Rivers for $1,000.
Nope. Brooks Hack is starting for Northwestern State. I wish him luck again.
For that game then on right now?
Well, we'll wait. We got 2 games to pick before that one. Baylor's number 23, according to ESPN. Kansas State versus number 8 Stanford today, too. They got some good games coming up this week.
Oh, they got a hell of a good game. Me and Chief are going to be at the UL game. So after that, we got nothing but football all night long.
We got Alabama.
In particular, I really can't wait to get home to watch.
You got matchups like USC versus number 1 Alabama. You got Ole Miss playing Florida State on Monday night. LSU and Wisconsin, pretty big matchup there. Oklahoma and Houston. I mean, what can get more competitive than that?
Like I said, I got one game in particular, and I'll let y'all know when we get to that. I just honestly cannot wait because it's 2 teams I really like, and to watch them play is going to be a hell of a game.
It's going to be, like you said, you mentioned it. This might be the biggest week to open college football that we've ever had.
It is. I said, each and one of these games, if I told you if it was a bowl game, I think nobody would have to disagree with me. I mean, I could believe that each and one of these games that are in at least the top 10 almost, or probably could be in a bowl game, could be a bowl game itself.
Like I said, it's going to be a lot going on here. You got some games that you think is going to be blowouts and stuff, but...
See last night, for example.
Yeah. But before we start making picks here, let's start talking about the games that have already happened. Appalachian State almost pulled this out over Tennessee. They were leading 13-3 before the half even started. I mean, the first half was over with. Then Tennessee scored 3 points, got it up 13-6. Then they scored a touchdown, which tied the game. And they brought Tennessee to overtime. What do you think about that, Mike?
I was surprised with that too, because Tennessee had a lot of hype coming into this year, and I mean they have a good reason to have a lot of hype on them this year. I mean they're one of the better teams of the SEC this year. I was a little shocked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know how good of a team App State is. Playing the same conference as them. So I mean, I know how good they are, and they have a great quarterback in Taylor Lamb, a.k.a. Lamb Chop.
And Marcus Cox is a good running back for Appalachian State, too.
I mean, they have a good team, so I mean, it surprised me, though, that they even could compete with a team like Tennessee, because it's not like Tennessee's a chump of a team, they're actually a pretty.
Yeah, they're ranked in the top 10. I mean, if you look at Appalachian State, they had a pretty good defensive performance last night. To hold Tennessee to 20 points, I mean, that was a pretty good effort for them. Joshua Dobbs, I felt, did not do what he should have done last night. I mean, you expect him to play better than what he did, and it was kind of interesting to see how Appalachian State's defense kind of really shut him down, kind of.
But you know, the one thing that hurt Appalachian State, and they were one, is their kicking game.
Yes, that was a big port.
They missed an extra point, and if they didn't miss the extra point, they win the game.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to.
He goes on and missed a field goal wide right, or I think wide right, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, he's a freshman, so that big one wide right against the number 9 team, I could maybe understand an extra point, man. You got to make that, especially like that.
That's give me points, man.
And they were won the game. That'd have been an upset if he made that goal. They upset Tennessee.
Tennessee was real fortunate to get out of this game with what they did here. If they lose to Appalachian State here, could you imagine the craziness that would have swept?
Like I said, Appalachian State's no choke team now.
No.
A lot of good
Appalachian State is projected to win the Sun Belt this year, which is
and that's understandably so. And I mean, that's not. Some people may say, well, that's not saying much because some of those people, they are a really good team this year. And I don't like saying that, but it's true.
Yeah, they're top to bottom.
It's my inside the park saying that Appalachian State is a very good team this year. But
they're like one of my top 3 teams. I think that can win the Sun Belt.
Oh, they're definitely my number 1 to win the Sun Belt.
I mean, it's gonna.
But I mean, like I said, it's just.
It's
I
gonna.
don't expect them to do that to Tennessee. I mean, maybe compete for a little while and then eventually, kind of get blown away a little bit. But
they stayed with Tennessee that whole entire game. I mean, it was kind of. It should have never went to overtime. If you're Tennessee, you should have killed Appalachian State because of where you're.
Tennessee should have had a beat within towards the end of the third quarter. It should have been over with. Game should have been kind of decided.
Yeah, you schedule these games because you're like, oh, I'm going to stomp this team. They get a nice paycheck out of it, and we both go our separate ways, you know?
That's the beauty of it. You pay teams to go play, and if you win, then I mean, hey, you win. But
if you lose that game, you look really dumb because you paid them money to come play you, and you got your butt handed to you. Now, speaking of butts getting handed to him, I have to bring this game up. Yeah. Louisville, they should have called this game at halftime, in my opinion, because this was just an absolute destruction.
Oh, no,
Lamar Johnson threw 6 touchdown passes.
And then I looked on the thing, and I looked on the bottom of the score thing when I was watching the App State game. I'm like, it's the second quarter, no reason, 49-0. I said, no, I'm not watching that game.
Lamar Johnson ran for 2. He had 11 carries for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he was 17 for 23 for 286 yards and 6 passing touchdowns. That is a lot of offense from one player. He scored 8 touchdowns.
This is how Scoop Heisman system works. He's already getting talked for being the Heisman of the year.
Yeah.
He beat a team like Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
I mean, that's spectacular numbers, but I mean, it's against Charlotte. I mean, don't give the guy praise for something he should have been doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Heisman here, we're not even going to talk about the Heisman on this episode here because there's no point in us even talking about the Heisman because you could have been talking about the Heisman the whole entire preseason. You would be the same thing coming into this week, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that dude's good. And he might end up being worse than the Heisman, but you can't judge the Heisman off of him against Charlotte. I mean, that's stupid. That's just for me.
Look, remember 3 years ago, I think it was, 3 or 2 years ago, somewhere around that time frame. Remember Kenny Hill? After that game against South Carolina was pretty good the year before. And everybody was talking.
Kenny Hill was mad. He's a big guy. He's Heisman.
Yeah. He's gonna.
Have you ever heard from him again? Because he's on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is. So let's kind of calm down the Heisman talk before we start, like, handing people stuff out. Saying, oh, they're going to win it and stuff.
I get tired of it because it's not worth it to talk about it after you beat a team like Charlotte, who's not necessarily what they call a great team in the beginning. So,
but I will give Louisville credit for scoring 70 points in a football game. That's tough to do.
That deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, I will give them credit for that.
No matter who you're playing against, you put 70 points against somebody, you got a pretty good game.
Yeah, you had everything work right for you. Jamar Staples had 4.
It's not really. It's something not really nothing to be proud of. That
Jamar Staples had 4 catches for 83 yards in that game. So I mean,
and I want to know, did South Carolina beat Vandy last night on Phelps State?
South Carolina and Vanderbilt. Hold on, I'll pull it up for you real quick. I think did Vandy win?
I think Vandy was leading. I know for sure.
Yeah, I know. South Carolina. Let's see. I will see. South Carolina barely escaped it.
Oh, so they came back and won. Wow.
They scored 10 points in the fourth to beat them 13-10.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, South Carolina's South Carolina's probably not gonna have a good team this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like first week impressions, but yeah, that's probably so.
Yeah, that they did not.
I don't like first week impressions. CUL last year versus Kentucky last year.
Yeah, that kind of highlights everything else that we were talking about the rest of the year because we were like, UL's gonna win the conference. There's no way.
There's no way we don't win out the rest of the season. There's no way we don't win maybe 2 or 3 games this season.
Yeah, that we botched that one really bad.
So that's why this year we're starting off fresh, and this top 25 picks are going to be accurate.
Yeah, this year we're going to try to be better than we were last year. But, I mean, we did pretty good last year on picking. Wasn't as good as 2014. I felt 2014 we had a better year.
Yeah.
Okay. First game we're going to pick here, since we've already been 10 minutes into the episode without making a pick here. But we had a pretty good discussion there. University of Massachusetts will take on number 25, Florida. They're going to be playing at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. So, Mike.
I laughed at this last night because I was watching we're going to big game Saturday, Florida versus UMass. I'm like,
Okay.
Fish to Florida. So, Florida winning this one.
Yeah, I got Florida winning this one as well. But, okay, Mike, let me ask you this one on this game, too. All right. Let's say we're betting the spread. The spread is 36.5 points. You give the Massachusetts. Do you still pick Florida? You think they'll cover the spread?
Wait, what?
Let's say we're doing the spread. I feel like we should, games that are really getting blown out, let's try to cover the spread. Or, pick the spread. You got it?
All right. Yeah, what you got? What's the spread on them?
36.5 points.
Yeah.
You think Florida's going to cover?
If anything, maybe a little bit higher, but I could definitely see 36.
I could see 36 too, but it's so hard to 36 points is a lot of points. I mean, all you need is UMass to score maybe 2 touchdowns. You might have a chance. I don't know if Florida had a good year last year. I don't know if they're gonna have it this year or not, but I think I'm picking Florida to win the game. But as far as point spreading, I would probably take UMass. I don't think they'll cover 36 points. That's a lot of points to cover, man. They're being really they're being really generous with that one.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, UMass has never had a good season since joining the FBS.
Yep.
They've never. I don't think they really won maybe 2 games, and they've been there for 3 years. Florida has a pretty decent team this year, so to put up 36 points against them, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, this one don't have a spread.
So they see that happen.
Yeah. This game here, there's no spread on it. They don't have it listed anyway. UC Davis versus number 24, Oregon. I got Oregon on this one. Easily.
I got you, Oregon.
Oregon. University of Oregon. Yeah. Oregon's offense is just going to take this game and take UC Davis probably to the woodshed.
Yeah.
That's how I see it with how that's going to go. I mean, you look at what Oregon's been able to do throughout the years and their high, potent offense and stuff. All right, this one here is kind of interesting. This one we're definitely picking the spread. Northwestern State versus number 23 Baylor. Oh, do we know some Northwestern State football, don't we, around here? Huh, Mike?
Here's our pick. So that quarterback, folks, for Northwestern State was USC last year.
Yep,
Well,
Brooks.
he was no good last year, all right? He did help for some of the games, but he really was good. And I I'm glad he transferred.
He might be better in FCS than he was in FBS. I mean, if you can't,
He might be. That's might be where he belongs in the first place. I got Baylor. I mean, that's plain and simple.
yeah, I got Baylor in this one too. I think Baylor's had a bad offseason. Talk about.
Well, Baylor's been catching the S to the H to the I to the T.
Yeah, they really have. They lost their head coach Art Briles during off season. Really tough for them to even, go forward with this. I think they'll come out and win this game pretty handedly. But let's start talking about the point spread here, Mike. You have a 49.5 point spread going. You're giving that to Northwestern State.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'll lower it. I don't know how much I'll lower it, but I'll lower it because they might put up some points against Baylor. I mean,
So you would pick Northwestern State if they got 49.5 points given to them.
yeah, no, I'd go under.
I would agree with you there. I think 50 is a little too much. I know Baylor lost some people last year. That was there last year, but Baylor will win this game though.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, they may have lost a lot of people, but I guess Northwestern State.
Okay, we're gonna skip number 22 because they're playing another ranked team. We always save those for later. You know how we do this thing, Mike. And we go up to number 21. Oh, guess what? Another Louisiana team. Woo-hoo. Southeastern Louisiana. They go to Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma to take on number 21 Oklahoma State. There's no point spread on this one. So who you got in this game, Mike?
Oklahoma State.
I think Rudolph still.
If I'm not mistaken, Southeastern lost their quarterback to the draft last year. It's really good talent, if I'm not mistaken. So I gotta go to Oklahoma State.
I think Oklahoma State's going to do this. I think Marcus Rudolph will do a really good job this year with them, leading them against Southeastern Louisiana. That team from Hammond, Hammond, Louisiana. Yeah, but in all seriousness, no, I think Oklahoma State will win this game pretty handily. Southeastern, they might be around for a quarter, maybe less than that, but I'm going to give them a quarter. But Oklahoma State's going to win this game pretty easily here. 19 already played, but I'm looking for number 20 here. They got another ranked team, so we jump from 2019, then we go up to 18. They got a ranked team, so we jump number 17. Now, some people ain't as big on this team for obvious reasons. Miami, Ohio versus number 17, Iowa. Mike?
You said Miami, Ohio, and Iowa, right?
Yep.
I got Iowa.
I got Iowa in this one, too. I think they'll be able to win this one. They're playing at home, too, so it's pretty good for them. Iowa has a 27.5 point spread they're giving to Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio is not necessarily a great football team.
You think they'll cover it?
Huh?
You think they'll cover it, Iowa?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they will, too. I don't think Iowa's going to, but their offense last year was kind of one-dimensional, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was there pretty easily.
Yeah, I think they'll get it too. Now this one here, it's kind of this one might be interesting. Number 16 UCLA versus Texas A&M at Kyle Field in College Station. Who you got in this one, Mike?
I got UCLA. Ever since after John Mandela, Texas A&M kind of not really have that much. I'm gonna go UCLA on this one.
The point spread for this one is 3 points.
That's a good reason for points. I mean,
Yeah.
I can maybe add 7 more points to that, but it's definitely, I think, a very reasonable point spread.
You know what? I'm calling an upset. Texas A&M's going to knock off UCLA.
It's not much of an upset.
It's not much of an upset.
If you
But
bet in Vegas, buddy, I think you hit the jackpot.
wait, what?
Something?
If I hit UMass in Florida? Yeah, I think Texas A&M is going to come and defend their home turf here. they've been in this situation before. They play in the SEC, so they might look bad when you're playing in the best conference in college football whenever you play somebody else. So you know how that goes. All right, so we're done with number 16. We move to number 15 here on the list, which they're playing a really high-ranked team. So yeah, we'll save that one for later. Rutgers versus number 14, Washington, Mike.
You said Rutgers?
Yep.
Give me Washington.
Yeah.
Rutgers has been really, really bad at the beginning to the Big Ten. I gotta go Washington.
Yeah, Rutgers used to be one of those teams that you can kind of depend on. I think they were in the Big East, if I remember right. But
Yeah, Big East.
yeah, but I got Washington winning this one as well. Point spread, 26.5, getting to the Rutgers. I think Washington would cover that. I think that. What do you think, Mike? 26.5. You give it the Rutgers. Think Washington will cover it?
Yeah, I got them covering it.
Let's see. All right, number 13. Working our way up. South Dakota State versus number 13 TCU. Mike.
TCU.
Yeah, I don't think South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, ain't gonna do much here, but Fort Worth, Texas should be rocking. So give me TCU to win this game. Now, number 12, we have. Who's number? I think no, LSU's not number 12. For some reason, I thought LSU was number 12. I don't know why. Oh, later on tonight, 6 o'clock. Furman versus number 12, Michigan State. Mike.
You said who?
Furman versus number 12, Michigan State.
Give me Furman to win by 50-0, Michigan State.
Yeah. If that would happen, everybody.
Although Furman winning wouldn't be a big surprise. If I'm not mistaken, they almost brought up an upset against somebody last year. They put up a good game against somebody in recent time, and I was like, wow, look at Furman go.
I know Jacksonville State put up a good game against Auburn last year.
I definitely got Michigan State winning by a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, however many miles you want to go.
Will they cover 38.5 points?
Yeah.
Okay. I got Michigan State winning this game. Will they cover 38.5? Ooh, that's still a lot of points. Michigan State's offense ain't designed to score quick. They're more methodical, working their way down the field. I think they'll win by 28, 30 points, but I don't think they'll cover the spread. I think they won't get to 38 to cover it over. I think Furman scores a touchdown or two, but we'll see. I think Michigan State will win this game, though. Number 11, as we steadily make the climb. Number 11, where? Oh, wow. Okay, this one's definitely being saved for later. Number 10, Notre Dame versus Texas.
It's a game that I cannot wait to go because I'm a fan of both teams. I'm going to pick Notre Dame to win this one, but I expect it to be an extremely close game. But I definitely have Notre Dame winning it. I will, like I said, as soon as the game's over, I am traveling straight to my house to watch this game.
You want to know, this is kind of interesting here, Mike. You want to know how, look, before I pick this game, I want to let you know, Florida is paying UMass $1.25 million to play them this week. Tennessee paid Appalachian State $1.15 million. Iowa's paying Miami, Ohio $1 million. UNLV's paying Jackson State $600,000. Texas Tech's paying Stephen F. Austin $450,000. Oregon's paying UC Davis $500,000. Oklahoma State paid Southeastern Louisiana $385,000. Nevada's paying Cal Poly $375,000. Duke is paying NC Central $350,000.
Wow.
That's some little side note for all, like we were talking about the paying earlier. So that's why we were saying that. But Notre Dame and Texas, this will be a very close game. Last year, Texas pulled out an upset against Oklahoma. Not many people saw that coming. I didn't. But they need more consistency at Texas. Charlie Strong, this is his make or break year, in my opinion. He needs to get Texas to, like, ranked a little bit. I think top 25 or his job might be in jeopardy next season. You got to do something. So, but I don't think he gets it done against Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to win over Texas. I think it'll be a very close game, though. All right, number 9 on the list here. This ought to be good. Well, that was Tennessee beating Appalachian State. Already talked about that. Went into great detail about that, actually. Number 8. I don't see number 8. Are they playing this week? I see number 7. Oh, yep, they are. That's Stanford. Kansas State versus number 8, Stanford. Mike? Mike? Stanford?
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, that's the reason why. Christian McCaffrey, you got that one right on the dot.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's a great player. He should compete for the Heisman this year. Is he going to win it? I don't know. We'll wait about 5 weeks before we start talking about the Heisman, I guess you could say, before he gets real serious about talking about it. But you got to throw his name out there. A very good playmaker. Stanford's got a team that's kind of rebuilding a little bit this year, but they should get the job done against Kansas State. All right, number 7, Michigan takes on Hawaii. They're in Ann Arbor. Jim Harbaugh has been making some noise this offseason about the satellite camps in the Southeast. But who you got, Mike?
I got Michigan.
Yeah, last week Hawaii got embarrassed by Cal. Expect more of the same line. I got Michigan winning this game. Okay, Mike, does Hawaii cover the spread 40 points? I mean, Michigan cover 40 points?
Yeah, that's what I saw last week.
Yep, you're saying yeah? I think Michigan will too. I think Michigan will get the job done. Only stats we got of anybody is Hawaii players. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. Funny, but yeah, number 6 team in the country, Ohio State, is number 6. I remember that. And they'll take on Bowling Green. Mike? Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I got Ohio State.
You got Ohio State?
Yep.
All right, you're kind of low now, man. I got Ohio State beating Bowling Green too. Will they cover the spread 28 points, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will too. First game for both teams should be fun. Got Ohio State, the Buckeyes, taking care of that one. And now we get to go to number 5, which is LSU taking on Wisconsin. Not in Baton Rouge, not in Madison, but at Lambeau Field. A very historic venue of the Green Bay Packers. Should be a fun game. Very interesting to watch. Who you got in that game, Mike?
I got LSU, but I think it's going to be an extremely close game this time.
You think it's going to be an extremely close game this time?
Yeah.
After what happened to Wisconsin last year, I don't know if they're going to be up to be able to compete with LSU. LSU, they're really loaded as a team, but I do not trust Brandon Harris at all. Brandon Harris has to step up this year and be the leader of this offense. They cannot depend on Leonard Fournette every single week because he's going to eventually get hurt or something's going to happen to him. And, I mean, every player gets injured somewhere down the road. If Leonard Fournette gets hurt for LSU, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they got a good backup running back, but it ain't like replacing like a Heisman candidate, you know?
Yeah.
But I got LSU winning this one. They should be able to win this one. 11-point spread. LSU getting Wisconsin. I think LSU wins by 2 touchdowns. You think 7 points? I mean, fair enough. It is what it is. I think LSU... they got a really solid team, but if they don't have a quarterback, then they can kiss the national championship goodbye. And if on another note, if Les Miles doesn't beat Alabama, he will be fired at the end of the year. 4, gotta save that one. We go to number 3. that's Oklahoma, I think, if I remember seeing that. Yep. Gotta say that one. Then we jump number 2. Clemson versus Auburn at Jordan Hare. Mike?
I got Clemson winning this pretty easily,
Yeah, here's the thing with the spread, man. They got Clemson giving 7.5 points to Auburn. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think Auburn, they're not where they need to be. They got Sean White. I think they named their starter for Auburn. But Deshaun Watson's going to take care of this game here. Even though Clemson did lose some playmakers on their team, I think Clemson will do enough to beat Auburn. But I think it'll be like 14-point win for Clemson. So, yeah, that tells you something there. Then we know who number 1 is. But we'll start picking the games that are ranked. Here, let's start this. Number 18, Georgia versus number 22, North Carolina. Mike? Who you got winning it? Georgia?
Yep.
Okay. I got Georgia winning this one too. They do have a new head coach like you did mention. It's going to be a very interesting game for both those teams. Georgia's been kind of one team that you know is going to be in the top 25, but they don't get like deep into it. Like, they don't get like in the top 5 recently. I haven't seen them up there though in a long time. Maybe since 2012, maybe. Somewhere around there. But yeah, I got Georgia winning that one. Number 20, USC versus number 1, Alabama.
I got Bama winning against
Mike, I can't hear you at all.
I got Bama winning.
You got Bama winning?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a pretty bittersweet thing. It's coordinator Bama going back to the old school.
Yeah, it will be a very interesting game with Lane Kiffin going back to his old school that he used to coach at USC. I can't wait to see that one. That one should be fun. It's at 8 o'clock on ABC. I think it's Eastern time. I was in it. Well, so yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central time. It's kind of cool that ESPN sets it up to the time zone for you. But, yeah. Let's see. Another game we haven't picked yet. I was very tempted to put this as game of the week, but I put it at number 2. Number 3, Oklahoma versus number 15, Houston. Mike? You got Oklahoma win this one pretty easily?
Yeah, I'm still trying to buzz about Houston. I mean, they are a good team. We're talking about this beating Oklahoma. I don't get out.
You know what I noticed? Every time Oklahoma's ranked in the top 3 or top 5, they really have a terrible year afterward. For their standards. Like 7-5, 8-5 kind of year. But if they climb their way up, it works out pretty well. Am I going to pull an upset for this one? I'm kind of tempted, but it's tough. It's tough calling Houston to win this game. Baker Mayfield is such a good quarterback for Oklahoma that I think he'll be the difference maker in this game. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout, like you're kind of trying to say, like a big win route, you know, but some of these teams, you got to be wary where they're ranked at when you start the preseason. I'm kind of worried about Houston a little bit. We'll find out what everybody has after this week. But I think Oklahoma will win this game and 14, 21-point win. That's where I'm going with Oklahoma. Now, the game I'm excited to watch here is number 11, Ole Miss, takes on number 4, Florida State. Mike?
My game to watch is not that one, but I got Ole Miss.
You got Ole Miss? Chad Kelly. Chad Kelly's been a very good quarterback for Ole Miss throughout his career. He's a senior this year, so this will be his last go-around here. Florida State's breaking in a freshman quarterback. They're playing in Orlando, so that should benefit Florida State to a certain degree. They got Florida State giving 5 points to Ole Miss, but I think Ole Miss is kind of underrated this year for where they're at. They did lose some players, but I think Ole Miss, they did have a rough offseason, and they're still not done. They got the NCAA breathing down their neck, which that's a discussion that is going to be really interesting to have, as we get into the coming weeks into this football season. Because that's probably when they'll start releasing information on it. What do you think about the scandals, Mike? Yeah, it's gonna be one of those it's a tricky slope. Whenever you have a former player on the NFL draft saying, "Oh, I got paid to do this," whoa, what are you doing, man? You can't be saying that kind of stuff. You got to kind of sweep that underneath the rug so no one else knows about it. But yeah, he did. They're gonna get in trouble for it. It seems like. But I got Ole Miss winning this game over Florida State. I think Florida State's kind of overrated at this point of the year. I mean, I can see why they would be ranked this high, but I think they're a little overrated for where they're at right now. What do you think about that, Mike?
I think it's pretty accurate on that one.
Yeah, we'll see how it all goes, though. All right, Mike. We have one more game left to pick. Man, you know which one I'm talking about. We're going to be there tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's on American Sports Network, if you can catch that. The UL Lafayette Raging Cajuns take on the Boise State Broncos. Mike?
I got to go with UL.
You got UL winning this game?
I got UL winning this game.
So that's your upset pick.
That's my pick.
All right, so you got UL winning the game here. Honestly, I think UL's going to cover their spread. 20 points to Boise, that's too much. I think UL's got enough that they got Anthony Jennings, which is LSU's former starting quarterback, led a game-winning drive against Arkansas and won a bowl game for him. So he's got some big-time game experience against some big teams. Lost his job like in 2014, I think, is when he started losing it and stuff. And it will be interesting to see how all this goes here. But, yeah, I think it'll be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think it will be. But as much as I would like UL to win the game, they're not going to beat Boise. I don't think we're going to beat Boise this weekend. But I would love to see that happen. But I'm going to say this. A touchdown is the difference. Boise State beats UL. But a touchdown. All right. Mike, anything else you want to add before we get off the air here?
Don't forget to drop them out every now and then, alright?
Wait, what?
Drop them out every now and then. You'll have a good life.
Don't drop them out every now and then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. You can follow us on Facebook, like our page here, and you can get up to updates. We post articles on there, some videos sometimes, different things like that. It's a really cool way to keep in touch with our fans. Let us know about that. You can follow me on Twitter at Logan Fuselaire, and you can follow the Fishbowl Radio on Twitter at Fishbowl Nation. Everything we post on Facebook goes there anyway, so you can keep track of them both ways and make sure you don't miss a beat of the Fishbowl Radio. Mike, anything you want to add?
I'm good.
You good? Also, we have a website on Weebly. You can go www.weebly.com/fishbowlradio. We'll get you. Go look on our website. I'm going to try to go update the poll since I still have last year's national title game that I need to edit and fix. But, yeah, it should be a fun time. But, thank everybody for tuning into the Fishbowl Radio here. For Mike, my name's Chief here, and we're going to have a great time at Cajun Field. If you're listening here in the Lafayette area, which we got a good bit of people listening from this region, gates open at 9:30 tomorrow morning. I think tailgating, you can keep going in there till 7:30. UL rescinded their tailgating changes for this year since the weather was so good that you could park in the grassy area, which I figured they would do that. Yeah. So it should be a really interesting, really interesting time. So thank y'all all for tuning into the Fishbowl Radio here, and we should have a great weekend. Hope everybody's safe for Labor Day. Y'all stay safe on the roadways if you're going to visit family members and stuff like that. So you have a great day, Fishbowl Nation.